Hey there. So we are inside today, but I have a very, very fun project. I'm going to do some more seed starting. A little bit of a mix. I'm going to start a few things that I hope to be able to just grow inside this winter. I'm really enjoying having my little lettuce garden that I've got going on already, and I really want to add to it. But then there's also a couple things that I want to get started just actually because they take so long. And so I think I'm gonna try to actually maybe start a couple, like a perennial, not perennial. Well, one is a perennial. And one is in an annual, but a couple things that I want to just get going in here. So Vego Garden was awesome enough to work with me again, and they sent me out their 2-tier grow light garden, which is the nicest grow light I've ever had. I have never had a serious grow light like this, so this is very cool. And they also sent me out their leafy greens planter. So we're gonna do some leafy greens in this, and I am really excited for this particular leafy greens planter. I think it's got some really fun features that are going to be really, really good for this application, which is growing hopefully indoors kind of all throughout the winter. You know, it's way too cold now outside. We just got that big frost, and last night it was 29 degrees out there. So nothing's really growing. Even the cold hardy greens that I have out in the garden aren't really growing at this point. They're kind of just holding steady. So maybe we can actually get some things growing in here. So got it up with the Christmas tree in the background. I thought we'll be a little festive today and we'll get this planted up. But let me show you. So the first thing is just this grow light system is super nice. This is the grow light rack itself, and this is the 2-tier, but I believe it comes all the way up to 4-tier, which is really nice if you have a lot of space. And what's really cool is that it's magnetic. So these are the grow lights, and you can see there's settings on them. So they just connect right up there, right under the tower. So that's really cool. We'll get the cords set up as well. I'm going to put you right here so you can kind of see it. So there's a cord here. We're going to connect our grow lights. So this one, we're going to plug in, and you can plug it in on either side, which is great. This is I've never had this nice of a grow light system. This is amazing. You can make do with less, but I have to say that it's one of the things that I would invest in. There are some things where you can cut corners, but this is definitely a good one. So I'm going to put this here, and I can move these trays up, so I probably should just to get the seeding started. And then this guy here, and then we've got this to plug in, which is perfect. They also give you these little pieces, so you can actually use the grow lights. There's a magnetic strip that you can put on anything. You could do this under your cabinet, under wherever, and then this, and then you can stick your grow light to that. So that's really handy. Sometimes it's fun in a kitchen, you could have your herbs under a counter or something. You could use those grow lights. So I love that. Set up now. I just need to plug it in. And now we need to plant up this leafy green planter. So they do have several different kinds of planters, different sizes. Again, if you wanted to do a smaller one with just one of the grow lights, they have a setup for that. If you wanted to set that up under your, under a counter or something in a kitchen, that would be great. So this is what I like about this planter. It has these areas and there's holes. So you're going to plant your seeds in between them. And especially for something like a lettuce, this is nice because it kind of keeps those greens clean automatically for you. You don't have to, they don't get into the dirt or anything like that. But it has a big reservoir for soil. So some planters have, and I have several that have little seed cells, but I like that there's a big enough soil reservoir that I feel if I really want to grow these leafy greens all throughout the winter, they're actually going to have a ton of soil. So I'm not just getting them started. I'm not just getting them started, but I'm actually really going to be able to let them grow kind of long term. And so this is the soil reservoir, and then it sits in a water reservoir, and I love especially if indoor growing, to have self-watering containers. It just makes it like so much more, I don't know, it's just foolproof, right? Like every so often I forget, or I don't feel like watering inside, especially in the winter, every single day. Like I've been watering outside all summer. I'm kind of like, you know, ready for a little break. So not having to water every day because it's self-watering, amazing. All right, so I'm gonna stick just some potting soil in here. Just gonna use regular potting mix. You don't wanna use garden soil for something like this, and you probably don't wanna use seed starting mix. A lot of those like seed starting mixes that you see like at big box stores, they don't really have a lot of nutrients or anything in the soil. They're just usually like cocoa coir or something really basic. So these plants are gonna be growing in here, hopefully semi-long term. So I wanna make sure that they have soil that has something that they can use. Some nice potting mix. This has already been just moistened a little bit. Sorry about that word. So that it's like pretty ready to go for the seeds. And I'm gonna fill this like all the way up. You know me, sometimes I skimp on filling things up, but I'm gonna fill this all the way up the soil. I think I got just the perfect amount. All right, so here you can see the potting mix is in here. It's just a nice amount of space for the plants. And then we're just gonna put these little trays on top. This is where I fill the water reservoir. So I will do that once I get everything planted. And then we can plant into each of these little cells. And we're going to just go straight in with seeds. I love direct sowing in any kind of situation where I can direct sow. It's my favorite, so I love this. All right, and let's chat about what I'm going to plant into this. So this is their leafy planter, so designed for leafy greens. So we are gonna do some leafy greens. I grabbed some seeds that I have for cinnamon lettuce. It's kind of like a reddish kind of lettuce. I just thought that would be pretty. And it's, it's just gonna have like ruby red, rusty leaves. I have a ton of different kinds of lettuce leaves. I think you could probably use any kind of lettuce that you want. I just thought that would be really pretty to have some color in this planter, some like really dark leaves. And then I also grabbed some orange Swiss chard. I love Swiss chard. I figured I can grow this all winter, but I can probably also go ahead and plant it out in the garden at the end of the season if I want to as well. But I think that, you know, it's just like once it gets big enough, we'll just put it outside in the spring if it's still going strong. For me, Swiss chard will grow all year round. It will survive our winters. It won't grow. So my Swiss chard that I have outside is not actually actively growing right now. So this will be nice because I'll have some that's actually growing. But it'll survive. It's just a great plant. A lot of people talk about not liking Swiss chard, and I think it's because they eat it. I think I've said this before, but it's like because they eat it when it's big, and eat it as baby greens. It's so much better. And then I also have some just freckles romaine. Again, I wanted like pretty lettuces in these because it's kind of decorative. And then, so that's only one half. We're gonna do all leafy greens. But then the other side, well, and you know what? I'm also gonna I thought it'd be fun to have a flower growing inside. So I have some of these brush strokes violas, and I thought I would just put some brush strokes violas in here as well. And then on the other side, we're gonna go a little crazy. We're gonna kind of do something a little different. I have some giant of Italy parsley and some curled parsley. So I thought that would be nice. I brought parsley in from outside that I was gonna try to grow indoors over winter. And I just I don't know, the plant that I brought in wasn't super healthy. So it's not doing super well. So I think doing some like parsley will be good. And then I have this dill that's, it's called Tetra dill. It's very small and bushy, like as a size plant. Well, it gets to like 30 inches tall, but for dill, that's fairly small, but it's just like a very bushy, dense variety. And I think if I grow it in here, I might be able to harvest some little bits of it. I don't know. Dill is like one of my favorite scents, and it's just such a great herb. And sometimes I have a hard time with it out in the garden. So I thought, you know what, let's like play around with it in the winter. And then I am gonna start some lemon gum eucalyptus and some Brazilian vervain verbena. Verbena takes 10 to 12 weeks before you're ready to plant it out. My first frost, okay, I'm pushing it a little bit because my first frost is gonna be like April 1st. So we're a long ways away from that, but verbena grows so slow for me and I've had such a hard time getting it going. I'm just gonna do like 1 or 2 cells and just see if I can get it started early and get it established. And even if I have to pull it out and upplant it into something else eventually, I'm ready to have it under some real grow lights and see what we can do. And then same with the eucalyptus, it just stays small for so long. So I'm just gonna do 1 cell of that just for fun and see if we can get it, get it growing. So let me go ahead and get all this planted up. And then this planter does come with a humidity dome. So that is always really handy for, look how cute, it's got like little leaves on it. You can adjust, you can open it up, vent it a little bit. But that's important too for seed starting. Really good to have. Okay, let's plant. Oh no. I always spill dill. That is one of the things I always end up spilling. Oh well. I'm gonna do these, I think, in kind of clumps because they only need to grow for a few months. So like a big clump of dill and then I'll harvest it, and fairly, clump of parsley and then we'll harvest it or move it on. But it's gonna grow for the winter. I wanna have some herbs, some greens for the winter. That's the goal. Okay, I'm gonna do a lot of the freckles romaine because that's one of my favorite varieties. And I'm kind of spreading these out because I want it to look kind of pretty. And then we'll do a little Swiss chard in the middle here. I'm so excited to see how these all grow together with this big reservoir for the roots. I just find that so interesting. I hope I didn't miss any cells here. I'm gonna do just a couple, because I want these to grow. I want the lettuce to grow fairly big. Like I want that to really head up, not make a full head, but I do want that to grow big. All right, that was pretty easy. All right, I don't need the grow lights on yet because obviously nothing has sprouted, but I wanted to turn them on just to see. This looks so good. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so fun. So as you can see, there's the water reservoir. It's on red right now. That means it's empty. So I gotta go get some water and fill this up. And it's on wheels, so it's gonna be super easy to figure out where it's gonna go permanently. For right now, I'm just gonna leave it right here. But I love this. This is so nice. It feels so sturdy and secure. It's just really handy. And of course it's metal and everything too. So, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for Vego Garden just sending this out. I have been working with them a lot lately, but it's really just because honestly, it's a brand that I really like. And I've always liked everything that I've gotten from them. So I will include, I have a specific code for this product, as well as just a general code for the whole site, which I will pop in the description. Also, those codes do stack on top of like the other holiday promotions. So I know there's all the different like big holiday sales that are coming out around now. So if you are in the market or looking to get ready to do some seed starting in the spring and you just want to get ahead of that, or if you have Christmas gifts in mind, this is definitely like a very nice Christmas gift. Like this kind of planter, I know this is something that I'm gonna have to think about this for my mom, because I know she always talks about growing herbs on her windowsill. So don't watch this, Mom, but I think I might have to get you one with a little grow light up above or something. Like that's just, the perfect way to help someone get started, and it's self-watering, so it's fairly low maintenance. It's fairly easy for someone to just get set up in their house. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll keep you posted as everything keeps growing, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.